Unlike some folks who have to live in the West End, I chose to live in the West End. The reason that I got involved with CAB is because I love my community.
As someone who majored in public health, I see the importance of vaccines. I know for a lot of people, they think public health is just healthcare, but it's actually involving the community.
I think the main thing is education. There's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of conspiracy theories. Also, you have a lot of people in this community who don't have a relationship with their healthcare professional.
I'm hoping that we can let people know that, your health comes first and that there are people there who care about you and want to fight for your benefit.
Go to the website. We got tons of information for you.
Vaccines, going to the doctor, these things are for their benefit. And I just want to advocate for them to let them know, hey, I'm always on your side. You have someone that's willing to speak out for you if you feel like you don't have anyone in your corner.
Welcome to those of you who are watching Conversations with Cab. My name is Adriana and I am the host for today. And I have a guest with me who I would like for her to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Truong. I'm a founder and CEO at Kentucky Pharmacy. I have been a pharmacist for 14 years, helping different communities from the South End with the immigrant population and to the West End of Louisville, underserved population. I have been in a different setting, the pharmacy. I've been working at the pharmacy manager at Walgreens, CVS, long-term care, hospital as a clinical pharmacist. So I've been dealing with different population and different obstacles I have seen in the immigrant population about vaccine and how to access to vaccine and that education about vaccine information and such.
So I would like to just take it back a little bit. How long have you been in the medical field for?
Hi, I have been being a pharmacist for 14 years, helping different population.
Okay, and what made you want to be a pharmacist?
It's my passion. I have passion in health equity and affordable, quality, accessible healthcare to everyone. I believe everyone, doesn't matter where you come from, like what ethnicity are you should get the most quality healthcare everywhere you go.
And what role would you say a pharmacist plays in the healthcare community?
To me, the pharmacist play a very important role in the healthcare system. We have the frontline people that the patient will see almost every day. And one can go to the pharmacy and talk to pharmacist on a daily basis. So, if you see a doctor, you see them like once every 6 months, once a year, but the pharmacist, you can come and see us like every day. So our contribution is very important and it's very easy accessible for all the patients out there. That's why it's crucial for us to be advocate more about vaccination, to help people to understand more about vaccination and try to protect themselves and the community around them.
And can you kind of explain the population that you more so work with out in the field?
The population I work with mostly in right now in the immigrant population in the South End. My pharmacy located in Harbor House, we serving the disabled population. Underserved, and then I also serving the underserved population in the West End. But it's a lot of immigrant that I'm serving right now.
Okay. And so what do you personally think about vaccinations and becoming vaccination in the immigrant population in the West End?
You mean the South End?
The South End, yes.
Oh, yeah. It's with the vaccination, I think it's not, people not understand much about it yet. And the amount of people got vaccinated with the immigrant population, I don't think it at the level that we expected, maybe around 50 or 60% of people of immigrant got vaccinated around South Louisville. So that number is very low, and we need to educate them more and make it more accessible to them so that we can protect the public.
And do you feel like there's a mistrust when becoming vaccinated in the immigrant population, or how do you feel that affects them becoming vaccinated?
The myths about the vaccine.
Yes. Yeah.
It comes from different point of view about vaccination in different population of immigrants. So it can be education, information that they don't have the accessible to it. Also the belief, the cultural belief, and their dietary as well. It affect their willingness to get the vaccine. We have transportation issue. They don't know how, where, and how to get to the pharmacy or doctor office to get the vaccine. Language, we have transportation issue. They don't know how, where, and how to get to the pharmacy or doctor office to get the vaccine. Language barrier is the big thing. Like they're afraid. They don't know where to go to get information. They're afraid. Because they don't speak English, so when they go to the pharmacy, they go to doctor office, even though they heard about it in their language about flu vaccine, COVID vaccine, but because the language barrier that prevent them to express that, oh, I want that vaccine. So they're different. And another thing is the financial issue that they're afraid of as well. They don't, because of lack of information, they don't understand, like for example, COVID vaccine, they can get it for free, but even though whatever status of their, citizenship, they don't know, but because financial issue, I'm going there, I'm gonna have to pay too much for it. And there are a lot of people without insurance. So about single vaccines, zoster, Tdap, all that, it just is expensive. Vaccines are expensive, and they don't have the ability to pay for it.
Yes, ma'am.
So there are many obstacles for the immigrant population to be able to access to vaccine.
So what would you say are some of the benefits to kind of push vaccines or allow people to get more vaccines for the immigrant population? Because I know a lot of people may not understand why they should become vaccinated.
So for the immigrant population specifically, I believe the community leader of that population should work together with the public health. We need to make it available in different language so that the people that speak that language can understand about the information, and also educate them like how and where to get that vaccine, like where they can go to get help to get all the vaccine. So it's very important, like to me, the education, the information in their language so that they can be able to understand, and give them like different options, like who should they talk to, like who should be a dedicated person in that community that they can go to find help. For example, in Vietnamese community, maybe me or someone else that they know, they can come to me and ask about it. Like I have patients in my community would call me and ask about the different kind of vaccine, like should they get it or not, or their doctor that, the Vietnamese doctor they talk to, that's the people that they feel comfortable, because it's just like, it's very hard for them to explain what they think or what they feel about the vaccine in different language. They don't speak English, especially the elderly, and the people just came here. The language have been very hard for them. Yeah, there's some like we have been here long enough, so they're second generation, they can speak the language, but still in medical term, all that it's just different. It's just different for them. So
yes, ma'am. So from a physiological standpoint, how does the vaccine positively affect immigrants?
It's protect the community, protect their family and themselves from getting the disease, especially from the people that from like very poor, like third world country, where they don't have accessible to vaccine, and they don't even know about their certain vaccine that available out there. So, when they travel over, there's certain kind of vaccine that required before they can get into America. So that information, they got given to them, or you need to get all the vaccine, and so to protect them. They protect them and protect our community as well in America. And to me, getting the vaccine in the immigrant population are very important for them to protect themselves, especially with with the quality of life they have been through in their country when they first come here. It does take time for them to build back the immune system, like when they lack of food, lack of sanitary over there. So it's just very important and very helpful for them to go to get vaccine for themselves and for their family and to protect the whole community.
And we thank you for sharing that piece of education. For those of you who may have came from an immigrant population, we will continue this vaccination conversation in the next segment. Thank you.
Unlike some folks who have to live in the West End, I chose to live in the West End. The reason that I got involved with CAB is because I love my community.
As someone who majored in public health, I see the importance of vaccines. I know for a lot of people, they think public health is just healthcare, but it's actually involving the community.
I think the main thing is education. There's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of conspiracy theories. Also, you have a lot of people in this community who don't have a relationship with their healthcare professional.
I'm hoping that we can let people know that, your health comes first and that there are people there who care about you and want to fight for your benefit.
Go to the website. We got tons of information for you.
Vaccines, going to the doctor, these things are for their benefit. And I just want to advocate for them to let them know, hey, I'm always on your side. You have someone that's willing to speak out for you if you feel like you don't have anyone in your corner.
My name is Dr. Crystal Narcisse. I specialize in internal medicine and pediatrics at Norton Healthcare. In 2020, with the pandemic, because the hospital was full with patients with COVID, other patients were having delayed treatment because it exceeded our capacity. I never, ever want to go back there. The tides really turned when the COVID vaccine came out. The number of people having to go to the ER, the number of people actually having to be admitted to the hospital, you saw those numbers plummet. I was weary about the COVID vaccine at first, but I said to myself, if I can take a vaccine that'll help me to be able to keep doing my job to help people, I'm willing to do that. I don't take being a doctor lightly. I'm not going to tell you to do something I'm not going to do. I want you to be able to know that I have your best interests at heart. If I make sure that you're healthy, then I'm helping not just you, but generations after you.
I hope you guys are still watching because we are going to continue to talk about vaccinations in the immigrant population. So I would really like for you to kind of touch on the most common vaccinations that immigrants should receive and when, maybe educate them and let this be a resource for them.
Yeah, the most common vaccine that most immigrants should receive is called the flu vaccine. And then a lot of patients and elderly, like they should get a shingle vaccine and also the Tdap as well, the tetanus shot. And basically a lot of immigrants, they work in the labor work. So some accident happen and like tetanus shot is very important. It's something that very we should have it handy for them whenever thing happen, they know how to go get it. And basically when they first came over, all the kids in the family should go to see the PCB and get all their vaccine taken care of, because since they from the third world country, they may not be up to date in their vaccine as well. So that should be done as soon as possible when they first come over, especially with the refugee and the new immigrant that come into the U.S.
So can immigrants or the immigrant population come to your specific pharmacy to get some of these vaccines? And if so, which ones can they receive there?
Yes, they can come to my pharmacy, Kentucky Pharmacy. We located Lower Hunter Trail, very close by on Dixie Way, close by to the south end, and during our business hour. And they can get all kind of vaccine now. The pharmacist can vaccinate from 5 years old and above. So from flu vaccine, COVID vaccine, shingle, tetanus shot, pneumonia vaccine, and more than that. Yeah.
And how would they go about, would they have to set an appointment? Would they have to go online or call the pharmacy? What can they do to be proactive about making an appointment?
Both. They can make appointment if that's convenient for them. We check walk-in. Okay. They can walk in anytime from 9 to 5, Monday, Friday, and then I'm there, my staff there can give them vaccine. Yeah.
And what would you say some of the side effects that are to be expected and that are pretty common with some of the most important vaccines for the immigrant population to be educated about?
Especially COVID vaccine, they would experience some fever, tiredness, after they get the vaccine, but it's very common. It will go away in 1 or 2 days, So don't worry about it. It's like all the myth out there about the vaccine gonna kill you. No, it's not. It's only protecting you and help you to protect yourself, your family, and your community. All the vaccine will have some effect with it. Just like the shingle vaccine, when you get it, you may experience some rash at the area or some headache, but it's just very normal. Like basically, as a pharmacist, like all the medication, not just the vaccine, all the medication have a side effect of it. But between risk and benefit, like with those medication and those vaccine, the benefit is way out, like much better than, the risk. So I'd rather, and will call out to all the immigrants out there, you should go to get the vaccine because it's so beneficial for yourself and your family.
So in a previous CAB conversation episode, we talked about some of the misconceptions that people may believe, like the vaccine may cause autism or things of that nature. Are there other misconceptions that you've encountered in your line of career?
Yeah, beside that, the vaccine called autism, there's other stuff that the misconcept, and people believe, like people think that like COVID vaccine is gonna kill someone. And it have been happen a lot. It's not just in the immigrant population. I have seen that, movement that people go against COVID vaccine a lot, even within the American population. Because I experience myself when I do advertisement on my Facebook page for my pharmacy when the new rule just came out from CDC that all the elderly after 4 months of their last dose COVID vaccine, they should get another booster. Yeah, there's so many people go against it on the social media. So it's just the misconception conception that people think that the vaccine really kills people, but not. It's really help, and that it saves billion of lives around the world, not just in America. So, don't worry about it. It's just, if it's something that, been that popular out there and everyone get it, the majority of people getting it, it's not gonna kill people. Like the government not gonna try to kill you, so don't,
So I know you're a pharmacist and I'm a nurse, and we understand what the CDC is and how they play a role with vaccinations. Can you kind of explain to those who may be in the immigrant population what role the CDC plays when accepting or approving vaccinations?
Yeah, so the CDC play very important role in approving and accepting all the vaccine that they allow us to have in our country. It had to go through the long process of studying, researching, and testing on people from animal to human. So it had to be safe, and it had to be proven to be safe, to be able to give out to the population, especially a big population in America and around the world as well. So if it's not safe, it shouldn't be out there at all. So if anyone, any of our immigrants, please pass the word on that this vaccine is safe. This vaccine are helping you, not killing you.
Yes, ma'am. So would you say the CDC can help aid or make people feel more comfortable about the fear of becoming vaccinated?
Yes, I believe the CDC, the information they have, is on their website. If people want to learn more about some vaccine, you can go direct to CDC website and to learn more about the vaccine. And the CDC have been out there, and they want the Department of U.S. that it's trustable. That all the information on there is legit. So you have to believe in them. As a healthcare professional, we base on their information, their guidance to serve the public. So.
And before we conclude with this segment, can you touch base on legitimate fears that the immigrant population has about vaccines, like some examples?
There's several fear that the immigrant have on the vaccination. First of all, is we mentioned before, language barrier, just something that prevent them, it's from getting the vaccine. And another thing is cultural difference, religion difference, that prevent them from getting the vaccine. For example, if some people are vegetarian, they're strictly vegetarian, and the flu vaccine, they know it make from egg, they're not gonna get it. That one the example. And people just, and then they're not as scared. They don't have insurance, the financial issue. That prevent them from getting the vaccine. So that's why the education, the information needs to be available to them. And we should have, and then to provide them the information that where and how to get the vaccine without worrying about those like obstacles that they have to face every day.
Yes. We thank you for watching this segment. We'll be back with another one.
Unlike some folks who have to live in the West End, I chose to live in the West End. The reason that I got involved with CAB is because I love my community.
As someone who majored in public health, I see the importance of vaccines. I know for a lot of people, they think public health is just healthcare, but it's actually involving the community.
I think the main thing is education. There's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of conspiracy theories. Also, you have a lot of people in this community who don't have a relationship with their healthcare professional.
I'm hoping that we can let people know that, your health comes first and that there are people there who care about you and want to fight for your benefit.
Go to the website. We got tons of information for you.
Vaccines, going to the doctor, these things are for their benefit. And I just want to advocate for them to let them know, hey, I'm always on your side. You have someone that's willing to speak out for you if you feel like you don't have anyone in your corner.
My name is Regina Ficarico. I am currently a paramedic for St. Matthew's Fire and EMS. I was a brand new paramedic at the start of the pandemic. Our hospital systems were just not prepared for the sheer volume of sick people that we had. The vaccine helped a lot with severity of illness. Anybody that I've talked to that have had COVID pre-vaccine and post-vaccine, it was a lot easier to deal with, like the days were shorter. I really push forward for patient advocacy. Every person that I come across, I am going to treat you as a close friend or a family member. There's a lot of fear of healthcare, especially Black and brown individuals have had things put against them. I do the best that I can to alleviate some of those fears. While they're here with me, I'm going to take care of them, and I'm going to take them to a place that's going to also take care of them best they can.
Thank you for continuing to tune in with Conversations with CAB for our last segment. I want to touch more or on a deeper sense of the barriers that people face in the immigrant community when becoming vaccinated, whether that's culturally, with language, transportation, financial. Can you touch deeper on that?
Yes, so I can give out some example of like how the immigrant population has some obstacle of getting their vaccine. The first, as I already say, language barrier have been one of the things that prevent them from being able to speak up. Like even though they know some information about that, but they're afraid to speak up. They can't find someone that can speak their language. Transportation, like there are a lot of elderly and there are a lot of people that without car, without transportation, that they have no way to get to the pharmacy or to doctor office to get the vaccine. That's why when at the pharmacy, I have come out to the community, like we set up like clinic to help out with the population, at church, at all the community center, to be able to bring vaccine to the community. That one of the things that as the pharmacist we advocate to do, and there's a lot out there. Like during pandemic and the flu season, that we do that a lot.
How frequently would you say that you guys have clinics that are accessible to the immigrant population?
We usually set up with the community, like with the church, mostly during the flu season. That when we can test all the needed vaccine during that time, but now add it with COVID vaccine. So we do flu vaccine, COVID vaccine, and during that time, so we test on pneumonia vaccine, shingle vaccine, that for elder, like whoever that need it. We brought it with us and talk to them about it. Like if when they do vaccine, if they see people like people that over 65, I ask them, have you get your pneumonia vaccine, you get the shingle vaccine, and educate them at that moment. Like that's what I do on a daily basis in the pharmacy as well. Like when the patient come in and it's an elderly, I'm like, oh, have you got the vaccine yet, the pneumonia vaccine yet? When was your last time? When did you get the shingle vaccine? And when, especially shingles vaccine, like not many people like understand it or know about it. So start giving out example, like, okay, you know, if you don't get the shingles vaccine, this is what you're gonna get, all the rest you get, and then it lasts forever. It causes nerve pain, all that. So people start realize how important that is to get the vaccine, because you have to tell them that if without the vaccine, what gonna happen to you. That's so they see that, oh, it's important for me to protect myself, right? So that's something, it doesn't take long for the healthcare professional to elaborate the information to the patient. And I have been practicing that during my working at, you know, at the community pharmacy, seeing patient, and it worked. It's worked for me, even though like people come in with the prescription from a doctor office, they say, oh, my doctor just want me to have it, but I'm not ready. I don't want it, but I don't know why my doctor give it to me. But then I start add more to it, like, you know, this is the reason the doctor want you to have, you know, this it is. Then they start change their mind. So that is something that as the healthcare professional, the pharmacist, that we have been like, and I like, hopefully, you know, all the healthcare professionals would do the same, to give some time to educate our patient, and for the back onto the obstacle that the immigrant population have been facing. So that's something that, you know, so the lack of that information. So it must be someone that speaks their language to tell them that, you know, like they're afraid to come to the pharmacy, like, you know, you can't, even like someone speak English, you can't, you know, you're not gonna explain to someone that speak different language about that information. So that's something that is a big thing, I think, like I feel like that prevent them from getting the vaccine. And also, like we talk about that religion and culture different, financial, like they have no insurance. There's a lot of immigrant population that do not have insurance.
So is there a way for the immigrant population to obtain health insurance to receive vaccinations for both the adult and the children in the home? Can you speak a little bit about that?
I think public health would have some, like, you know, like some resort for them to go to get the vaccine, the necessary vaccine for them, for themselves and their family, while they're waiting on the paperwork for insurance. Like a lot of them have Medicaid, but some of them, when they first came over, they don't have insurance yet, and there's still a lot of like people that don't have adequate insurance. So that public health, there's some places they can, you know, go on their website and find out. To go to get the vaccine. I know the COVID vaccine is still available to everyone under government program, but all the vaccine, yeah, there should be resort and places they can go and get it, their vaccine, if they don't have insurance and if it's something that they needed at the moment. Yeah, so that information, I think that needs to be accessible in their language, so that they know where to find the help and where to find the, you know, all the vaccine they needed.
So an important fact about vaccinations is that children are a very needed population that should be receiving vaccinations. Can you talk a little bit about how children can benefit from that and how children being vaccinated can help in the school systems?
Yeah, having like our children vaccinated per guideline is very important to protect our children and the children surrounding them, especially at school, like, you know, with the CBS system at school, they dealing like with like 100 kids every day. So, and this, they have close contact as well. So to have them protected, you not just protect yourself, your kid, but protect all the kids as well. Just me as the mom with like 3 boys, like under 10 years old, to me, it's crucial for me and my family to have my kid protected. So from the newborn, when it's just first born, and every time we go to doctor office, whatever vaccine do, I'm like, it's okay to give it to them, because I know those vaccine will protect them and will protect the public. So when at home, I'm like, I'm not worrying about them getting measles, mumps, like, you know, and all that, or meningitis and all that. It's just like, because I know my kids are protected with those vaccines, and it's in the chain of them, like, you know, again, it's very, very low compared to the kids that don't have the vaccine. So be comfortable to, like, like to all the parents out there to be comfortable, to be open-minded, because having the vaccine very important and crucial for your kid to protect them. And it's just like if you don't feel comfortable yet, like go talk to your doctor, go talk to pharmacist, go online, go to CDC website and read more about it, learn more about it, and make yourself feel more comfortable. I think there's some people that don't feel comfortable vaccine yet, because not like I say the belief, but sometimes if you continue read about it, getting more education about it, talk to people that you trust, like your doctor, your pharmacist, you will change your mind. And you continue thinking that the vaccine will protect your family, yourself, and the community.
We thank you all who have watched. It is important that we get vaccinated for both adults and children, no matter what population you're in, but especially for the immigrant population. We've talked about barriers, we've talked about language barriers, and we talked about even financial barriers. And it's important that if you need any more further resources, you can go to www.westlouisvillecab.com. Thank you for tuning in.